Alright, so we can go over here and select the timeliner tool and assign our timeline program to it. So first I'll have to reset the file, press open, and then over here change the format to NWC files, and I'll load up the structural plan because it's the least crowded one, so we'll have less to worry about. Alright, and then let's see what we have here. I can go over to the right click and put this on orthographic view settings to get this in a 2D view, and so we can see it better. Alright, and so now we want to assign these their own specific timelines. Alright, and so we can do that by the add task option that we have on the left, and my suggestion is doing that you create sets instead of adding these manually one by one, because that takes too much time. Now how can we create these sets? For example, let's see what these are right here in the middle of the plan. These are metal structures created here in order to manage. Alright, so I'll go over here, select one of these braces, and then press the select same type option. And for the selection, I can put in 01 as name, and then I'll hide it. Alright, and then I'll select this part of the foundation, such as this, and there we go. Then save this selection as well, naming it 02, and then hiding this one as well. Alright, and then we'll go over here and select this, and then select the same base level and create another selection for this one, naming it 03. Now I suggest you naming each of these columns of each level differently, for example column 1, 2, and 3, but I'm just trying to speed up the progress here. Alright, now this time switching to the front view, I'll select this part of the plan, but let's exclude the stairs as well, and name the selection of this one 04 and hide this one as well. Alright, then going over here, I'll select this column and then select the same base level and create a selection for this one, naming it 05, and then hiding this one too. Alright, after that I'll hold space, and using click and drag I'll select the foundation that we have here, naming this one 06, and then hiding it. After that we'll go over here and name this one 07, and then hiding it. Then we can create a selection for these ones as well, 08 here, and alright, we can create these selections so on just like this, but right now I'll select the unhide all option, and then I can hide the selections over on the left and activate the timeliner. Now here in the timeliner we have a couple of options and tools, and we can click on this one and select for every set option here. Now if this was deactivated, we can trigger the same button using the right click. Then when we select the for every set option, all of the sets in the selection will be added here. Now I'll select the set, right click on it, and select attach current selection. And now we can see it attached here under the attached field. Then I'll do the same for this next set, and then the 03 set as well. 04, and then select the 05 set and then attach it. After that 6 with 6, and then 07 with 07, and then the last one as well. Now these are the timelines, and the task type is construct. Now if we go over to the simulate tab and hit play, it just starts the construction process. The point here is that we're assigning each of these sets individually. Let me just stop this for a moment, and they're under the tasks tab. For each of the sets we can add a comment as well. For example, I can select the 03 set and then open up the add comment window, and for the comment itself I can write in the requirements for This set is the previous set. Now, as you know, we need some requirements in the Timeliner app, and we explain about these in the MSP project. Now, we've done some explanations before, but we have a separate part for the MSP in the next part, and it only includes contents that a manager should absolutely know. Now, I suggest for those who want to watch the timeline parts to learn about the MSP project first and then come back here, because they will understand the Timeliner tool better that way. Alright, so I'll hit OK and then play to see how the comment turns out like. Alright, so here it progresses forward and then goes to the next, and then you are shown the levels of the progress over here as well. Alright, so now we didn't get to see the comment itself, so let's revert back the play to here, and it's empty here, so let's go to the next part, and now you can see the comments appear here. So now if I go over to the review tab and open up the comments window, so here's the comment window, so I'll fit this up, and now if I select this, you can see in the comments window, the timeline tool has appeared here and showed us the comments. That's what this symbol means. I just want to show you that. And now we can go back to the timeline. And this process itself is actually very interesting. Now, if you want to adjust and control the colors of each part, you can do that using the appearance definitions window that you can open up from here. You can adjust the colors and the transparency here, and then you can assign the color that you want to the construct or the demolish and the temporary. Right now the construct starts with the 90% transparent green and then ends with a model appearance. Now we can open this up and put it on the green color instead. Now if you play it in the simulate tab, we can see how the color starts. Or if I go back to the configure tab, for example, I can put the start appearance of the construct on 90% transparent red instead. And then you can see the color pattern throughout the timeline as it starts as red and then ends in green. Alright, and now we learned how to control the timeliner such as here manually. But there are other ways of going about this in which you can use the Navisworks tool to better do a more complete job. But there's a more interesting point here. Right now we want to state, for example, we have an MSP project file. So I'll open that up. And for example, we have this MSP project plan. Hit next, and let me just accept this. Now we want to learn how can we control this automatically in a way that, you know, is different from just linking it, because we can just link it easily by, for example, clearing all of these sets here. And then we can go over to the data sources tab, select the Microsoft Project 2007 out of these formats that we have here present. And then we can go over here in the folder where I've put the file to your access and open it up. And then we get to the field selector window. Over here we can assign the task type, but we haven't decided what that's going to be, so leave it for now. But the synchronization ID, we can put on ID, and we can put the actual start date on start, because that's how it is in the MSP project. And then we can put the actual end on finish according to the MSP. So try to pay attention to the explanations and the details in the MSP project. And as we said, in that we have 3 types of expenses in total. One of them is material cost, the other is labor costs or the equipment cost. And we also have the same 3 in the Navisworks list as well. But on top of the previously 3 indicated costs, we also have the subcontractor cost here, which is often missing in the MSP project. But we have another one added here. So either way, I'll press OK here, then right click on this, and select the rebuild task option. Now, because our total amount is high, it may take some time, but it will be produced in the tasks tab. Now, the main problem that's presented to us here is how can I link the elements in the MSP project here? If we want to do them individually, or if you want to create save selections here and then assign them, it may take some time. And it may have a rather boring or frustrating process. But I want to present you with a method of doing this smart. Now, this is the part where the relationship between the one who's working the MSP projects and the one who's working the Revit should be close. If you're working in the same company, we need some sort of a contractual or oral agreement between the two of you.